Now, I hate the dishonesty of the media, particularly Sky News. Actually, I dislike the honesty of any of the mainstream media when they don't report to us the things that they should be reporting in an accurate fashion. And I have an example here for you from my favourite channel, Sky, whereby they are introducing this gentleman by the name of Harrison Grafanauskas. And Harrison is, according to Sky News, is a passenger. He was a passenger on a Qantas flight. And he was distressed, if not extremely offended and fearful about the fact that the staff were wearing a badge, a Palestinian badge, obviously in solidarity with the Palestinian people, and particularly, I guess, with regard to the genocide that's happening in Gaza at this particular point in time. So this man is on their show talking about this because he is so terrified by these hostesses and these people on this plane, the people that were serving him, because they were wearing these badges. So let's hear what he has to say, and then we'll talk about who he actually is at the end of this particular discussion. In the meantime, please remember, as you're watching this, please subscribe to my channel, ring the bells, all that sort of stuff as well. But here we go with my mate, Harrison.
About some of the other examples of political activism. This is the first time I've come across or seen reported any cases of staff wearing these badges. How did seeing those flag badges make you feel as a passenger?
Intimidated. I mean, in Melbourne, every single day we saw, countless Palestinian protests going through the city, and they were quite intimidating. They're loud, they were aggressive, and
so we're talking about loud people protesting in the city, as opposed to staff on an aeroplane. And he seems to want to conflate those two as being terrible, frightening experiences. He's such a sad individual.
It was similar. Getting onto the Qantas flight and seeing a bunch of the staff wearing it, it's not something I wanted to see. When someone boards a flight, they want to go from point A to point B, not be indoctrinated with politics.
According to a Qantas spokesman, they said every customer should feel safe and respected when flying on a Qantas aircraft. Did you feel safe and respected as a passenger?
I didn't feel particularly safe, especially when they're...
No, because clearly the staff member, or however many there were, who knows. Anyway, obviously they were threatening individuals. So to this man, this pathetic human being, these people appeared to be terrorists.
Yeah. Doing political activism instead of their jobs. They should be focusing on their jobs, which was poor service to say the least, and not focusing on political activism.
You're not Jewish or Israeli. I think it's important to make that point. Why did the badges make you feel uncomfortable?
I'm Greek, so not Jewish at all.
Well, I probably didn't hear me, but why did the badges make you feel uncomfortable, given you're not of a Jewish or Israeli background?
Jihadism is not just from Palestinians. You can see it time and time again, and it's not something that companies should be importing to Australia, such as how they were saying State of Palestine on the Qantas website for going from point A to point B. It's not necessary. You don't know what they could do next. You don't know what could happen next.
Qantas says the badges breach its uniform policy, and we understand the staff involved will be spoken to and reminded of this policy. But what do you think of the airline's response? Do you think that's adequate?
I don't think it's adequate, and I don't think it goes far enough. I think that Qantas must sack the staff that did it and need to see if there's any other staff that have been doing political activism while on pay.
So here we have this man who is clearly a moron, and who is a disgrace, basically, and he's a bit of an embarrassment, but this is who he is. Here's Harrison Grafanauskas. This is his LinkedIn page. and he is something about social automations. Who knows what they are? He's from Tasmania, and I'll show you a picture of one of his friends, in fact. So here's a friend of his. Now, you may recognise him as Tony Abbott, and you may also be interested to know that our friend Harrison here is also the president of the Liberal Party in Tassie. So, pardon me, what does that tell us about Sky News reporting? Well, firstly, they just identified him as a passenger, and solely as a passenger. He's more than that. He's a political activist for the Liberal Party, and they failed to mention that to us. This is the problem. The problem is that this man, who clearly, to me, lacks any real insight, pardon me, who just wanted to use this as an opportunity to be able to talk about, to emphasise his concern about what these people may have done to him, because apparently they appeared to be terrorists, and that they should not take a political stand against anything, which is bizarre given what he was trying to do, and is trying, as this young bloke, trying to develop a platform on which he could become a speaker, an advocate, in fact, for the Liberal Party. And Sky News failed to mention that to us, and I find that disgraceful. So let me know what you think in the comments below. If you were travelling and someone was wearing a Palestinian badge or an Israeli badge or any other form of badge, a Boy Scout badge, I mean, would you feel particularly intimidated by them? Let me know what you think in the comments below. In the meantime, take care, look after yourselves, and more importantly, be safe.